This is your first problem on Powell governor. So read the question along with the diagram. A Powell governor has equal arms of length 300 mm. So when I say equal arms, it means uh, this is equal to this. Okay. So the length is 300 mm. The upper and the lower arms are pivoted on the axis of the governor. So since both the arms are equal and are pivoted directly on the governor axis, it means what? It means alpha is equal to beta. Therefore, Q is equal to 1. Tan alpha by tan beta will become 1. The extension of the arm of the lower link are each 80 mm. So this is 80 mm. Extension of the lower arm on which your balls are fixed, 80 mm long and parallel to the axis of rotation when the when the radii of rotation of the balls are 150 and 200. So normally, as you always know, what I used to say is the lower arm of your Powell governor and the extension arm on which your ball is fixed. Okay, this is a single piece of steel. Okay, so whenever your ball pulls you out because of a higher RPM, you get a higher amount of centrifugal force, and it pulls out this arm. What will happen is your deflection will be like this. So what I mean to say here is this angle, irrespective of your ball position, it remains constant in any case because this is a single piece. Okay, please keep that in mind. Now this length is given as 80 millimeter. Okay, 80 millimeter long and parallel to axis of rotation when parallel to axis when radii of rotation are 150 and 200 millimeter. Okay, so both the cases 150 and 200, we are assuming that this extension arm is parallel to the axis. Actually, this is not correct actually, because let us say even if at the lower RPM it is parallel, at a higher speed what should happen? The ball should travel outside. Therefore, your extension link should be somewhat like this. It cannot remain parallel for a different RPM. Okay, but it is an assumption. Okay, so it is a simplification. We are assuming that both at 150 mm and 200 mm, the extension arms remain parallel. Ball mass is given as 10 kg. Okay, each ball is 10 kg, small m. Mass of the central load is 100 kg. This is your capital M, sleeve mass. Okay, determine the range of speed of the governor. Clear? From what speed to what speed I can use this governor. Given data, list down the given data. So PF equal to DF equal to 300. PF, the length of the upper arm, the upper link. Similarly, DF is your length of the lower arm. They are equal to 300 millimeter. BF is equal to 80 mm. So B is the ball center to F point. Extension arm length. Extension link length is 80 millimeter. So ball mass is 10 kg, sleeve mass is 100 kg. The first case radius of rotation for the case A, this configuration of the governor is 150 mm. Second case, this configuration of the governor is 200 mm. So these are the given data. Let's move into the problem. First of all, let us find the minimum or maximum speed of the governor. You have two radii of rotation. Using that, you find out the two RPMs at which is responsible for this radius of rotation. Okay, two RPMs, N1, N2, we are going to find out. So take these two diagrams. Let N1 equal to minimum speed. So for 150 RPM, 150 mm radius of rotation, let us call that RPM of the ball RPM around this governor axis. The speed is called as N1 for 150 mm radius of rotation. Similarly, for 200 mm radius of rotation, the ball speed around the axis of rotation is called as N2. So that's what I am declaring, N1, N2 for both the cases. So N1 is the lower speed because it has a lesser radius of rotation. So obviously, for a higher speed, you will have a larger radius of rotation. Conversely, for a lower speed, you will have a higher value of governor height. For a higher speed, you will have a lesser value of governor height. Here, it's because if the ball moves out, the sleeve will come up. Obviously, your height will reduce for a higher speed. Okay. From figure A, we find that height of the governor. So look into the first figure. Look into this figure. Okay. So height of the governor, let us consider this triangle, right angle triangle. Okay. So in this triangle, I know the two sides, 300, 150. I'm going to find out the third side by using Pythagoras theorem. Square root of 300 square minus 150 square, because this is your hypotenuse. Correct? Hypotenuse is always opposite to the 90-degree side is called as the hypotenuse. So square root of 300 square minus 150 square will give you the value of the height of the governor for first configuration, first RPM configuration of the governor. Okay. So let's do that. So PF minus FG. PF is 300, FG is 150. Okay. It comes around 260 millimeters is the H1 height for the first case of the governor. This height is 260 millimeters. It is 0.26 meters. Okay. So that is H1. Fm equal to GD equal to PG equal to 260. Let's look into the diagram. Please look carefully. What is Fm? So I know the height PG. So this is the height of the governor. Just now you have found it out, 260 millimeters. Now what is told here? Because both the arms are of equal length, and because both the angles both are pivoted on the axis, so it happens to be like this. This height is equal to this height is equal to this height. Actually this is an imaginary line. Okay, so this height of the governor, you have the spindle axis, everything is there. This line is imaginary, totally imaginary, there is nothing here. Okay, but the height is same as the governor height. That's what you have to understand. Why we are finding this height is that because in the Powell governor RPM formula you will have a suffix Fm by Bm, correct, multiplied by what is the formula of n square? N square equal to Fm by Bm multiplied by m plus m by 2 g 1 plus q, all those things will come. So you need to find out Fm and Bm for calculating the RPM. That's why we are doing this. So therefore Fm is equal to dg equal to height of the governor PG. That's what is written is Fm GD PG equal to all are same, right, because of the symmetricity. Now Bm, this total height, ball center to the plane of instantaneous center, this height. So this is your instantaneous center I. I am obtaining this by extending this upper arm and the lower hinge point. They meet at the instantaneous center. Okay. So now because I need the value of Bm for solving the formula, I am finding this out. This is equal to this is equal to governor height plus I know this is 80 millimeters. It's already given in question. So add them, you will get, so 80 plus 260, you will get 340.34 meter. Okay. So we know that. So this is the formula for RPM. So as I told you, you need these two values in the front, Fm by Bm. So this is your ball mass, sleeve mass, ball mass, governor height. All the values you are having, list down the values. So Fm is 0.26, 0.26. This is small m. Okay, this is meter. It is not capital M. It is meter. Right. Next, Bm is 0.34 meter. Meter. So ball mass is 10 kg, sleeve mass is 100 kg, governor height is 0.26. Put all the numbers into this. So Fm 0.26. I am putting it here in place of Fm. I am putting 0.26. In place of Bm, I am putting this 0.34 multiplied by ball mass 10 kg, sleeve mass 100 kg. So m plus capital M. So 10 plus 100 divided by m into 895 divided by governor height 0.26. So on solving this, you will get the square of n1 28,956. Take the square root of that, you will get the n1 RPM, lower speed 170 RPM. Clear? So we have found out the first RPM. Now let's go for the second configuration of the governor. Take the second figure. So here again you have to find out the height of the governor. So look into this right angle triangle. So you have two sides, hypotenuse is 300. So one side is 200. So other side is square root of 300 minus 200. correct? So that is the height of the governor. So I'm going to find it out. 300 square minus 200 square, 224 millimeter is the height of the governor. Okay, so H2 is 0.224. Similarly, again, same relationship. I'm writing that this is equal to height of the governor. It happens to be because in this problem, both the arms are equal, both are pivoted on the axis. Therefore, this height must be equal to this height. So that is equal to 224 Fm, right? Again, Bm plus 80 millimeter. So 224 plus 80 comes around 304 millimeter. So Bm is, this is 224 plus this is 80. So it comes around 304 is this entire height Fm. I mean Bm. Okay. So Bm Fm value, Bm value is there. All the other values are there. Now we can go for calculating the RPM. Fm by Bm into M plus M by M into 895 by H2. So Fm is 0.224 meter. Bm is 0.304 meter. Ball mass is 10 kg. Sleeve mass is 100 kg. Height of the governor in the second case, higher RPM is 224 millimeter or 0.224 meter. Substitute all the values into the above equation. So Fm is, in place of Fm I am putting 0.224, Bm 0.304, into ball mass is 10 kg, sleeve mass 100 kg, again ball mass 10 kg, 895 by H2. H2 is 224, 0.224. So on solving this, you will get the square of N2, 32,385. Take square root of that, you get N2 as 180 RPM. N2 is 180. So now you know N1 is 170, N2 is 180. What is the question? What is the range of speed of the given governor for these two configurations? So difference between the two speeds, that is the range of speed. We know the range of speed is equal to N2 minus N1, higher speed minus lower speed. 180 minus 170 equal to 10 RPM. Therefore, range of speed for the given governor is 10 RPM. Clear? So that is the answer that completes the problem. This is taken from your Kurmi textbook, problem number 18.9, example problem. Clear?